Welcome Home Radio Podcast. Are you looking to buy or sell your home? Our team is here with answers to guide you through the buying and selling process. We encourage you to ask questions. Please comment on this show or visit us at welcomehomeradio.net for more information. Bringing real estate, lending, and education together in one place, and to help you make the right home decision for you and your family.
And welcome to Welcome Home Radio, where real estate, lending, and learning come together. It is September 24th. Just want to wish all those September birthdays out there. My family has 12 birthdays in September. And just having a new grandchild, we've got another one. So this is a critical month for us in birthday presents, or as my wife puts it, Amazon, because she gets everything delivered. Oh, my goodness. Hope everybody's doing well out there. We're going in, and I'm sorry Tom is not here, but I do have, of course, Jeff Duffy with Title. He is our expert. So glad you're here. And again, encourage, we're asking for your turn to ask. And last time we talked about the seller. This time we're going to talk about the buyer and the questions that are coming in. So I want to dive right in because
I know, Blair, by the way, thank you all very much for sending in your questions.
Yes.
We're getting some great questions. We're enjoying going through those. So just keep them coming. Thank you.
Good point. Good point. So buyers' questions. We wanted to go over this because the market is reacting. Rates are getting better. So we have an active market. So first off, buyer question. Welcome Home Radio. What is the real cost of waiting to buy? Great question and understanding, because building home equity is something that happens without you doing anything. It's that home, like when you rent, you never see that money again. There's never an investment or a return on those dollars. Owning a home, you see a return, and equity growth is what you see. If you wait to buy and prices continue to go up, you're losing that equity growth just because of rates. And generally that outpaces interest. But again, delaying in home price purchase can cost that. Interest rates can be high and it can be a cost, but the savings is not as much as the equity loss. So,
but Blair, I really love this house. I mean, and the rates may not drop for another 6 to 8 months significantly. So, I mean, come on, what am I supposed to do?
Well, do you want to lose money on rent, Jeff, the whole 6 to 8 months? Or do you want to invest into it and you can refinance down the road?
Okay. Tell me more.
I'm trying to, if you just listen on. So again, you may be paying a little more initially, but you want to be able to understand that your investment will return once you sell that home. Whatever you've paid into it, that equity growth over a period of time. Now, Jeff, are you going to stay? Is this your forever home, or is this just a short-term 2-3 year?
The plan has been our forever home, but you know how life is. That's the plan. We shall see.
But it makes a big difference on whether you're staying there forever or not, because I'm going to show you ways to pay off this home in a 30-year mortgage in 14 years if you want. We can get you and help you pay off so that now you're not paying as much interest and the equity growth continues to grow without you having to do or owe anything. So that value, owning a home, is critical. And those homeowners, I just saw a rate the other day, not a rate, but a data analysis that showed in excess of 36% of the people own their home outright, and another 23% owe less than 50% of their equity into their home. So they're in a good stance with their mortgage and or with the equity in there, that they can come out and get money out of it, or it's growing for them, whatever it is. They're not upside down. So again, those are home owners that are holding on. Unfortunately, it's somewhere around total of 48% of Americans own a home. Not a large portion are still renting. And I've never understood why somebody thinks renting is a good thing. Is it flexible? Sure. And economical? Maybe. but you never see those dollars back. You're paying off someone else's mortgage that they earn money on, that they earn equity growth on. And rent continues to go up in America. It has risen over the last 3 years by 22% or more. So I help me understand, Jeff, what somebody's looking at by saying renting is the best way to go.
I think you made a statement of that in the convenience of it, and it's just it's a big, you know, it, while a lot of people, we don't realize when we buy our first home what to expect and what sometimes some of it what we're getting into, right? That's part of it. But at the same time, it's a lot of money up front, and it feels like a big deal. But once you find your place and you have your own place and you know you're building equity, there's a whole different feeling that goes on there, and the confidence of what you're accomplishing. And I think that states a lot.
Well, stay home vacations you got to get used to. I agree. You got to, you can't travel all the time. You can also have, like we're dealing with right now, which is a hospice dog, but you can have animals, pets, whatever. I've got a good friend at church that actually we buy all of our eggs from because they have chicken coops on their property and they're making money. And so they spend a lot of time taking care of their chickens. I mean, I've never heard of somebody, what was the gentleman saying? Please forgive me, but Uncle Floyd had to go and we had fried chicken last night. So, I mean, naming chickens and having egg, I mean, but they are farm fresh, great eggs, well worth. I was surprised to see the color of the eggs that come from them. It's a wide variety.
Such different.
Oh, it's very different.
Uh-huh.
And you don't have to refrigerate them initially. That's the fun part. You don't have to put them in the refrigerator, but you do have to clean them. Enough of that. But the opportunity of discovering life with a home, I understand limited living, or what do they call it? Minimal living, where they want to be able to travel, pick up and go. That's great. But ultimately, it's going to come a time that you want to root, find a home, find a place, invest in it, possibly raise a family if that's what you're wanting, but have an investment that's going to make yours. Because I do like going to my home, knowing what I expect, knowing that same bed, knowing that same room, everything's there. It's worth it. So the cost of waiting,
well, I think,
is building that dream.
One of the biggest aspects I think people should consider, especially let's say you're single, you're mid-20s, your 30s or something, whatever age. Get a condo, buy a small place. You're still building equity for your future. You can use the equity you're building in that. So even a 5-year time span or 6 years, whatever it might be, because, for example, we have an app calculator. We're not the only ones that have it, but you can see my numbers here, 214-794-5969. Call Blair or I, because there's ways we can show you to look at. Sometimes in a 5-year span, you're spending more money on your rental than you are on your purchase. That's not even counting the equity. It's just actually costing you a little bit more sometimes. That's not the fit for everybody, but that's what these calculators do to help us see that, you know what, it may help you go, it may be worth it. It maybe go ahead to put more consideration to it at
but
least.
Jim, I want what my parents have now. What do you say?
Well, tell mom and dad to hand it over. Some of us are that fortunate, and God bless you if you are. But yeah, it takes work. Like I said, the initial upfront it's time. It's a little time spent, and yes, it's a big down payment. But what you're building overall is worth much more than worrying about that initial down payment. Again, that's cash up front out of pocket. I'm not trying to belittle that. Don't get me wrong.
Ongoing rate, you can refinance. You can refinance as many times as you want, when you want. It's the opportunity. There are costs to everything, that sort of thing. But again, one of the aspects that people forget about is that I can help you, show you how to pay off your mortgage sooner, so that you're not paying the full interest expected of a 30-year or even a 15-year if you go for it. So again, real cost of waiting is that long-term investment and dollars lost that you'll never see. You'll never be able to return. Interest rate, in my book, is number 14th in the priority. It may be number one for you, but you need to help me understand why, because I don't see it that way. And I see real estate being a great asset to so many people. We can take our president as an example. That's where he's made his money, is real estate development, real estate itself. So challenge everybody, if you're wanting to build wealth, family wealth, owning a home is a key target to do that in. Next question, really quick here, is from a buyer's perspective, what loan incentives exist for VA, FHA, and conventional? Great question to understand. One of the things that so many people talk about or don't know about or not sure about is down payment assistance programs. And they're available across the track, whether it be a county, a city, a state, or even a government entity like the VA or FHA or USDA. Those are available. Down payment assistance help you pay down payment and some closing costs, many different ways to contribute to that. So an incentive is finding out which program you best qualify for, want to target, and then be looking for that assistance. The next one, of course, would be a seller concession. Right now, sellers are sitting on homes that they want to sell at a certain price. Asking them for an incentive of a percentage or a number, 10,000, 15,000, is possible. Especially with all mortgages, you are allowed to receive seller concessions. Okay. FHA, you can receive up to 6% of the purchase price. So that means they can help you pay your closing costs up to 6%. And conventional, if you put 25% down, they can give up to 9% seller concession. And then VA generally gets up to 3.6%. Now, that doesn't mean you also can't receive gifts from family, but this is seller concessions. The person selling you the home, helping to pay some closing costs. It can't go into your pocket. It all goes toward the cost of the mortgage. If you don't use it all, it doesn't go to you in cash. It goes back to the seller. Okay? So why choose that? Now, why certain programs? You know, FHA and VA are government loans. That's working with the government. Conventional is working with an agency like Fannie or Freddie or Ginnie. Those opportunities, they set up the guidelines for their loans. Which one affects you the least, or which one works with you the best that allows you to buy the type of home you are able to and want to, that's the opportunity that I work through with all clients. What loan works best? Is it conventional? Is it FHA? If it's a veteran, it's always going to be a VA loan is always better than any other opportunity for a veteran, period. Now, unless you're putting 50% down on a home, a VA loan might not be the best solution. I will tell you that several veterans are able to bring more than 20%, so they do that. But initially starting out, VA happens to be, and USDA can be, for civilians. But what else do you think on this, Jeff?
Well, I'm going to answer your question with a question, because what I was waiting to ask you is, as far as seller concessions, what is your opinion on the 2-1 buy down?
2-1 buy down. 2-1 buy down means you're buying down the rate for a period of time. A 2-1 buy down is going to buy it down for 2 years, and you're going to buy it 2 basis points down. So if you start out and you have a 7.5, your initial is going to be 5.5. 1 year later is going to be 6.5, and ultimately be 7.5. All you're doing is prepaying some interest with the buy down. Unless the seller's paying for that, it is not worth it as you as the buyer to do that. It may feel good, but you're spending exactly the same amount of money you would be spending on just over that time frame.
And I was referring to it as using the seller's concessions, basically concession to handle that. So
it is, yes. If it's worthwhile and the seller does help you buy down that could be a great way to help you feel good, as well as it is a cheaper way to go about, because a 2-1 buy down by the seller is cheaper than a 5% seller concession or 6%. I mean, it's not as much money as people would think. But yes, only reason why I would ever use one is that a seller is paying for it or an outside entity.
Because and correct me if I'm wrong. If I use that process and use the seller's concession to buy 2 points, let's say you just said from 7 to a 5, let's say and get it. 5 right now would be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? So
it's sweet for a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
1 year.
So does that concession allow me to refinance when the rates drop in that year's time frame? If I'm pretty confident it's coming, I have to ride that whole year out,
No.
or can I can refinance it if the rates
6 months after the loan is closed, you can refinance your home no matter what program you're in, unless you're in a down payment assistant that requires you to stay for a 5, 7, 10 year time frame. That locks you in. You cannot do any refinancing.
Okay. Interesting, because it feels like that would be a way, because I know a lot of people right now go with the rates. Well, if the rates were 5 instead, I know they're not 7 at the moment. We're below that, but let's, if they're 5 instead of 7, I could have gotten that extra bedroom for grandma to stay in. You know what I mean? I could have gotten a little more home for what I'm needing for my family. Whereas right now I'm looking at not getting as much as we could use.
Well, realize that you're qualified on the higher rate. You're not qualified on the lower rate. You're qualified on the higher rate. You're just getting a break initially for the first 2 years, or 3 years, or 1 year.
So it's a gamble if I enter it into that mindset.
That's right. Yeah, okay. You do not want to go with the mindset of I'm going to buy more home. No, because my rate will go up, and I've got to be pre-approved for that at that higher rate, not at the lower rate.
And the reason I'm asking this questions about that particular program, and there's another one like it, I understand, but this isn't you. You and I have known each other for over 10 years and worked together a long time. You listen to what your clients need, and you fill in the gaps and do the best you can. Where I know there's other people in your industry who are just out promoting it just to make me feel good, to get me in the home and get myself, oh, that was awesome. That felt great. Well, it's not necessarily the best case scenario for the future coming up, because it's an unknown entity.
Yeah, the craziest thing is my phone calls after the close is generally a year to 2 years later. I get phone calls complaining, well, they just increased my monthly mortgage payment. Your company is charging me something more. And we come to find out it's not us, because we have a fixed mortgage. That's what it means. It's not an ARM. But what the interesting part is, they don't watch and monitor their taxes or their insurance carrier. Insurance carrier raises their rates. We get notified afterwards, and now all of a sudden we're back paying because we have to pay that, whatever that difference was. You didn't pay them up and let us know immediately. So now we got to catch up, and you get upset at us because we're raising your monthly rate. Well, we catch up the back pay plus the future pay. So yeah, it's a double whammy in that case. If you communicate with us and keep our taxes, and I help people fight their taxes all the time. Okay, I hate to say it, but I'm pretty darn good at it. And unfortunately, in Texas and Oklahoma, I can also say for Arizona and Colorado, it's somewhere in the single digits that people challenge their taxes. Single digits. You get your tax notification, that's your time to challenge your taxes. If you don't, that new number goes into effect, and guess what? That's going to increase your monthly expense. So be aware. Challenge those taxes every time you get, because they do a paintbrush across 300, 400, 500 homes, and they don't have any purpose but, hey, we need to raise some more money here. The values of these properties are going up, and we're hitting everybody. Well, not everybody's home is of the same value, and therefore you need to show the inconsistencies of your home value by that broad brush increase. But if it's your primary home, you have your homestead exemption, it can't be raised more than 10%. Stay up on it. I actually am paying on my home at a value of $540, and my home's worth $800. There's a difference. You can challenge them. And
big difference.
Big difference. And of course, here I am blessed. because of 100% P&T VA disability, I don't pay any taxes now.
Well, I was just about to bring up and point out you earned some other benefits that you receive. You earned those, my friend. Thank you for your service.
I am blessed by it, and my family is, but there are opportunities where you continue to communicate with us after the close, after Jeff closes, after he gets all the signed documentation, files it. There are ways we can help you increase the equity value of your home and decrease your cost in owning that home if you stay in communication, ask questions with us. So moving right along, we've got our final one, and we've kind of already covered it, but it says, can seller concessions be negotiated? And of course, the answer is always. In any real estate deal, everything's negotiable. Nothing's locked in, except how much you can finance. That's pretty much a limited black and white thing. But seller concessions are negotiable. And right now, home sellers are willing to negotiate, especially if the home's been sitting on the market a little while.
Absolutely.
Your realtor will know, hey, we need to negotiate a seller concession here on X, Y, or Z, whatever that is. Help cover closing costs, home warranties, repairs, even mortgage rate buy downs, as Jeff previously stated. FHA, it's up to 6% of the purchase price. VA is up to right at that 4%, 3.9%. And then conventional is 3 up to 9%, depending on down payment. Those seller concessions are an awesome tool to use. And it can attract buyers. It can attract people, who knows, out of state. We're still seeing an increase of traffic into Texas. Amazing. I don't know where these people are coming from. Could be California, could be Illinois, could be New York, could be Washington. I have no idea. Colorado recently, in some of their laws, people are running from certain states.
Really?
Really. So be aware, sellers can communicate and give concessions. Everything's negotiable. Jeff, you sit on that side. You've seen some things even last minute negotiated. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Give us some experience.
Happens all the time. Things can change in the middle of a contract being closed, a transaction, the process, and people make it work. They don't always, but if everybody's willing and wants to get the deal done, you can make it work.
And so again, everything is negotiable. Yes, seller concessions are critical and can be a calculation into a home mortgage. Can be very helpful. Some veterans walk into homes without spending any money on it due to seller concessions. It's a tremendous tool to help if a good realtor has the experience to negotiate all different avenues for you. That's why that interview, whether you're listing your home or buying a home, having a good realtor with you by your side, making sure you know all the opportunities and values available to you. And just critical for that interview process. So we've covered the buyer side, I think.
That's awesome.
I think we got that. I don't see anything else here. So again, we continue with your turn to ask. We're at welcomehomeradio.net. Please send your questions there. We're here to help you answer those questions to get you to CTC or clear to close. Let us know how we can help. And again, prayers out to Tom. He's been out. Hopefully he's doing well this month. Jeff, thank you again for being here.
My pleasure. I always enjoy it.
And I look forward to working on your golf tournament. I'm so excited to be a part.
Thank you for being a part of it. It's our, what is it, their 8th year, 9th year? Kids.
Kids for Kids?
It's Kids is the golf tournament. So if y'all remember Kid Craddock from years ago, this is his charity he started. He was a local radio station host, but he was very large, not just here in Dallas. He was very well known, and it's a great charity for children who are ill, having some big challenges, and this sends their family, up to 40 families, because it's their mom, dad, siblings, and oftentimes a healthcare worker with them. We send them all to Disney. So it's a wonderful organization, and we're happy to be a part of it. Thanks for helping, Blair.
Oh, a blessing. Thank y'all again. Enjoy the rest of your September. God bless.
Welcome Home Radio production provided by Lunatic Digital. Check the listing of this podcast for the links to our sponsors. And don't forget to like, share, and follow us on social media. Visit welcomehomeradio.net for more information. This was a Lunatic Digital production. Visit lunaticdigital.com for all your digital needs.